Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Smackdown review. Now, the difference between Raw reviews and Smackdown reviews for me is I actually watch the whole Smackdown. To watch clips, I could do that. It's not like this show was good or even decent. I didn't really like this show all that much at all, really. Was it better than Raw? Oh, fuck yeah, it was, because it was shorter. And that seems to be the argument. A shorter show, certain little things were a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, motherfuckers. If you're gonna ask me, am I recommending this show? I'm not gonna come here and say I recommend the show because people want to fucking shoot me. I'll make you sit there for like an hour and a half, even without the commercials, and you'll be saying, "What the fuck kind of show is this?" It's still a piece of shit, but it's better than Raw. So if you need to watch a show, if you need to watch at least one program from WWE a week, I'd say go with SmackDown. It's better. Balor's not on it. You don't have to put up with that lame fucking bullshit. So we started off with Orton and Slater. We got Orton there in the back. Heath Slater brought in the fruit basket, which was pretty funny. He said he was bringing, he came there bearing gifts. He said that he saw that they were going to present them with a contract last week and that he walked away before he could be offered it. At least there was some continuity there. I can't believe that we even have to praise continuity. We should just be able to have it. I mean, if they want to say that this is an episodic show each week, then at least make it a bit episodic and have some continuity, which they did have here. He throws an apple at Orton. Orton says that he has an idea for how they could offer Heath Slater a contract, and they don't tell you what it is, but it's kind of like you could figure it out. There's going to be a match. We start off with Miz TV. It's Ambrose and Ziggler, and man, this was a great promo here. This is what I have. This is why I have to say it here. This was great passion in this promo. I thought Ziggler's head was gonna fucking pop off his shoulders. He was getting so fucking crazy until he reached a crescendo and he just super kicked Ambrose. And I love how they're getting over the super kick on Raw. You could definitely see a difference with finishers on SmackDown and Raw. And this ain't just me listening to Vince Russo because it's obvious that this is how they're doing it. When Ziggler was on Raw, he'd be super kicking people like crazy in matches. People would kick out. No one got beat by a super kick. Maybe like one time, I remember there was a triple super kick with him and the Usos on Raw, and they might have got the pin. It might have not even ended that way. There might have been a splash after that move. But the super kick is now Ziggler's finisher. You rarely see him use the zigzag. I don't think he's used it. I don't think he's won successfully once with the zigzag. The super kick is a better move, I think, for him, especially if they're gonna try to sell this guy as like the next Shawn Michaels. I know they've been saying that for fucking decades. There's gonna be another Shawn Michaels, but if that's how they're gonna sell Ziggler, at least they're making his move look good for a fucking change. And I like how it was exactly that, a crescendo, very passionate promo built up to the super kick. Very good mic work. Sorry, I can't say the same for the boring ass Seth Rollins promos. And I also wanted to talk about this for a minute. Has anybody noticed, Seth Rollins has actually been going, ha, like for a year now? Isn't that my line? Haven't I done the ha for like fucking years now here in the YWC? So how come, where's my loyal fans to protect me from Seth Rollins stealing my copyrighted material here? You know how WWE likes to copyright things? I should go on every single WWE video here on YouTube where Seth Rollins goes, ha, Get my fucking belt out here, motherfuckers. Every single video, because, you know, I'm the YWC champion. See, that's the real one right there, not the Seth Rollins one. So where's the copyrighted material? Anyway, during the break, Apollo Crews comes out. He kept calling him Apollo Creed, which was kind of funny, but it also shows that in the same way, the way how they're making fun of Apollo Crews, it kind of shows like they don't give a fuck about his identity. They don't care about who he is. All they're saying basically here is, oh, he could be Apollo Creed or Apollo Crews. He's gonna be in obscurity in a couple of months anyway. Apollo Crews has got a great physique, but let's be quite honest, the guy's got no personality. And the high flying move shit, if Shelton Benjamin didn't get injured, Shelton Benjamin would have fucking taken over Apollo Crews's role in no time of being the athletic black guy on the show, and they would have completely forgotten about Apollo Crews. You know, so he better thank his lucky stars that Shelton Benjamin was not able to return just yet, because that spot would. The Intercontinental title spot would have definitely went to Shelton Benjamin right after Apollo Crews. So, but the thing is, here what I want to talk about is why did this happen during the commercial break? Well, and this is not the only time this happened on the show or something like this happened that was significant. I mean, come on, don't you think that if this is the go home show for SmackDown right before SummerSlam, maybe they should like interact. I know they showed you like this is what happened during the break. I know that, but the thing is, it's like, is it that insignificant that it had to happen during the commercials? You know, it's kind of like principle. I know they showed you what happened, but they're kind of like showing like, uh, you know, this is not important enough to be on, you know, TV when it actually airs. Like it's a live show. Um, you had a 12-man tag. It was American Alpha, the Usos, and the Hype Brothers defeating the Vaudevillains, the Ascension, and Breeze Dongo. Pretty good for what it was, you know, fast-paced action with a lot of like signature moves thrown in. No complaints here. Um, Naomi came out for a match against Eva Marie, and they made like a whole light show. This shit kind of reminded me of Candice Michelle's like techno music entrance, you know, trying to like with all the bright lights and shit and coming out. That the entrance just takes way too long for somebody the caliber of Naomi. I get it, they're trying to make a big deal out of her, but I know she's talented. I know she can pull off some high flying moves, and that's impressive for a diva. But I think the ship has sailed on Naomi. There's way too many girls that are more charismatic and more captivating. So she came out for a match against Eva Marie. Eva Marie is in a car, that some fucking traffic or whatever the hell happened. Um, I still like the announcer, the cheesy voice that they do for her, and JBL's reaction. You know, this is when I like JBL. When JBL gets all upset that the heel can't make it to the show, um, it was funny for JBL. You know, it's you know, it's if JBL's not going, let him fight every 10 minutes. Then I'm all for it. Hate when that guy fucking says that. It's either or having fun or, you know, it's either that or let him fight. You know, he's constantly fucking saying that shit week after goddamn week. Um, you had up next you had Kurt Hawkins having a little vignette. Kurt, I don't get this. Weren't they talking to Carlito, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Goldberg about returning for the draft? And who do we end up with? Shelton Benjamin was a good pick. I'm sorry to hear that he got injured. There's nothing you could do about that. But Jinder Mahal, Kurt Hawkins, like, Could it get any more B-list, no C-list, no D-list than that? I mean, we're getting jobbers here. For fuck's sake, at least bring back Vance Archer with them or some shit. You know, bring back somebody that's gonna at least make a mark. If they ain't gonna do anything with Ryder, why even bring back Kurt Hawkins of all people? You know, we're getting some fun facts about Kurt Hawkins, and he ain't gonna do shit. You know that if they can't even figure out how to properly push Roman Reigns or how to promote anybody else on this roster properly, what makes you think that they're gonna do anything better with a jobber like Kurt Hawkins? Uh, then you had the match between Slater and Orton. It ends in a DQ. Um, so Slater technically wins. He gets a contract. So Orton just beats the shit out of him. It was okay for what it was, I guess, but it was like let's keep things moving here. It's just another beatdown. Orton's got one of the biggest matches of his fucking career coming up, and he's wrestling Heath Slater and just beating a guy down. It's like I'm not feeling pumped for SummerSlam here, and I don't think that should come as a surprise to anybody. This show there's nothing really exciting happening here. Um, what am I supposed to really be? Am I supposed to be jumping up and down for fucking joy because he's beating the shit out of Slater? Backstage, Slater thinks that Shane is Stephanie, and it was a little funny. He was comparing Daniel Bryan to Mick Foley, um, and then Shane just like takes the contract out of his hand. They're trying to sell that like Slater's all fucked up because he got all beat up and shit, but yeah, it was funny for what it was. I mean, the comedy with Slater. This is what I'm saying. Slater could be so much more. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for 4 fucking years now about Heath Slater here. The guy deserves more. They make him into a fucking joke. But meanwhile, Slater is standing face to face with Lesnar on Raw, and the guy's like a half an inch shorter than him. I don't get, why Slater, Slater is somewhat over, I guess. At one point he was, anyway. He got his name to trend on Twitter, which got him some notice last year, but they didn't do shit with him. Um, so you got after Orton leaves the ring, you have Bray Wyatt entering the arena on the commercial break. And once again, just like Apollo Crews, they have this stare down with Orton and Bray Wyatt, which undoubtedly will be the next program, for either of these guys. And the thing is, once again, why is this taking place during the commercials? This could be an extremely over angle. I mean, Orton and Bray Wyatt is an interesting match. Like I'm not fucking flipping my lid here for Orton, but the thing is, it's a new match. We haven't seen it. It'd be interesting to see how it would be. It's a refreshing feud here. We haven't seen these guys even touch each other, so it would be interesting. But why is it taking place during the commercial break of all places? Why is it not running live like it should? SmackDown Live and all this shit that's like leading to the future is not. It's only taking place during the commercials. And I'd say okay once, but twice on the same show. So Ambrose beats Eric Rowan. I don't buy Ambrose defeating Eric Rowan that easily. I've said this for a long time. I didn't even buy it when the Daniel Bryan would roll up Eric Rowan and beat him. It's no, I'm not. Dean Ambrose should be struggling within an inch of his life, not pinning Eric Rowan with a DDT. The guy, that's the time to get the roll up on him when he's distracted or something, not beating him outright like that. Um, Bray gets frustrated. He leaves the mask behind on his chair, and they're pretty much breaking up the Wyatts here. And I have to ask, can they make up their fucking mind already? First, they're together. They come into WWE together. Then they break all the Wyatts up. Then they put them back together. Then they break them up. But then Eric Rowan's there. And you know, what the fuck? Then when Luke Harper comes back, what is that guy going to do? You know, figure out what you want to do with these guys. Because here's the thing, I understand if maybe they want to go back and forth during the meetings when they're like writing the show, but it's a whole nother thing entirely when it's actually playing out on TV. It's like the primetime players. Bring them in together, take them apart, put them together, take them apart. Like, make up your fucking mind because it looks fucking retarded. You keep pulling them out, pulling them back in, singles push, fails, singles push, put them as a team. It shows that they're fucking incompetent, that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's what it shows here. That's exactly what it shows, that they're just all over the fucking place. Becky Lynch and Carmella defeated Natalya and Alexa Bliss. My mind just completely went off kilter here until fucking Eva Marie came back out. Naomi chases her into the ring. Um, Becky puts a disarmer on, I think it was Natalya. I don't know, like, I completely blanked out during this match. Like, whoa, what? um, you had Cena defeating Del Rio in the main event. Um, it was okay for what it was, but it's like AJ Styles said backstage. Oh, you also, there was something during the break. Baron Corbin was beating up Kalisto. He's just gonna keep beating him up backstage. You know, what a waste of Corbin. Put him in the fucking ring, have him do something. Put this guy in actual program instead of putting him with fucking Kalisto. We all know that he could kick that little jobber's ass. There's no guessing games there. You know, beating up the fake Rey Mysterio. Why are we going to give a fuck about that? Make Balor vicious. Make us care about this guy, because I want to care about him. The guy's got a great look. He's got a lot going for him. They just need to do something. But anyway, we've seen in Alberto Del Rio. AJ makes the comment backstage. You know, he's on the card like in a main event match. Del Rio beat Cena for the U.S. title back at Hell in a Cell. Del Rio says that he doesn't need his advice, and AJ says that he's in the main event match, and Del Rio's not even on the card. And this is what I've been saying about how they admit where they fucked up exactly. I've been saying that ever since Hell in the Cell happened. Del Rio was given this big ass push out of nowhere. They bring him back to the company after firing his ass. Bring him back, and they give him this huge win over Cena. And it is huge. When somebody beats Cena, people take fucking notice. And where did he go after that win? He loses the belt to Kalisto. He wins it back. He loses it again. And then we all stopped caring. We realized that Del Rio was nothing but a joke. They bring him to SmackDown. He's not even on SummerSlam. And the sad thing is, it's a 4.5 hour show. And they couldn't even fucking find the spot for Del Rio. Anyway, AJ then hits him with the forearm after the match. He starts shit talking Cena. Cena then jumps up and hits the attitude adjustment. It was okay. I guess it was an all right way to end the show. I think I rather have went with AJ just laying out Cena and just being able to trash talk him and then just walk out and have heat, instead of having Cena get his heat back right away. Let him get his heat back at SummerSlam, where the guy will probably win. The show was better than Raw. It didn't make me hate life, but then again, there were many moments where my attention was like diverted. I just couldn't really get into the show. But that it wasn't necessarily a bad show, but it wasn't necessarily a good one either. But like I said, if you gotta watch one of these shows, SmackDown is a lot less shitty, And the fact that it's shorter makes it a lot more bearable. So Seth Rollins, haha, don't steal my catchphrase. Fuck yeah.